Today on the 52 FAQ, we're going to talk bare bottom aquariums. Hi, I'm RT, your host of BRStv's 52 FAQ, where we answer all kinds of reefing questions from our popular 52 Weeks of Reefing series. Today we're answering SC Prepper's question, could you start a tank bare and add sand later? You absolutely can. There's nothing preventing you from adding sand at a later date or even removing sand down to a bare bottom and replacing it with fresh sand down the road. Bare bottoms are a great way to avoid one of the largest nutrient sinks in the tank, and they keep all the food and waste suspended so filtration can remove it. If it doesn't kill you to not have sand from a visual or a livestock perspective, we'd recommend reefers give it a shot. That said, you're not locked into this decision, and you can add sand anytime you'd like. In general, I'd say that we probably recommend you start off with the end game plan of either sand or no sand because you'll have more success with fewer major changes down the road. That said, it's pretty unlikely you'll run into a major issue. The biggest issue will just be planning for it, making sure there are no corals that can be buried at the new sand level. Couple tips, it's fairly common to see a calcium and alkalinity drop after adding sand, so you might want to test for that within hours to a day after. All of the fresh calcium carbonate surfaces have a chance to precipitate calcium and alkalinity, so be aware of that for a few days after adding the sand and compensate. Maintaining appropriate magnesium levels in the tank should help keep this in check. There are also differences between live sand you might want to consider when adding it after the fact. The ocean's direct sand is shipped wet and has natural bacterial strains from the ocean, but it also can take a handful of days to clear. Not a big deal in a brand new tank, but it's kind of undesirable in an established reef. The Irrega live sand clears up much faster and it's probably better for this application. Lastly, if you'd like to reduce or avoid the dust cloud altogether, one of the best ways is to rinse your sand first. Simply coil a hose in the bottom of a 5-gallon bucket, pour your sand in and turn the water on. It'll tumble the sand and the dusty fines will flow over the top of the bucket. The sand won't be live anymore, and while it's probably not needed, you can use some dechlorinator in the water before adding the sand to your tank. Another method is to turn off your pump, snip a corner off the bag, lower it to the bottom of the tank, and let it pour out at the bottom rather than dumping the sand out at the top of the tank. This won't eliminate the sand dust storm, but it will reduce it and hopefully speed up the time to clarity. If you're interested in learning more about sand in general, do yourself a favor and check out Week 12. Proof, live sand isn't as dull as you thought. Don't forget, answering your questions is what the 52 FAQ is all about, so ask us something you want to know in the comments area down below. If you prefer Facebook, check out the Facebook comments on the video section of our website, which is a great place to view the over 500 reefing videos we've released over the years. See you soon with the next 52 FAQ.